It's only a few short weeks away. Dustin, Nameco, welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. This show, we're kind of just going over some preseason risers and fallers, kind of going over some of the stock watch type stuff as far as, you know, with the injuries, position battles, all that good stuff. Check all our other stuff out, all our rankings. We're going to be updating those again. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google+, all that good stuff. Start us off.
At Fitness Advice, circle us on Google+. Gonna start off with the Green Bay situation. All of a sudden, this turf toe for James Starks has him on the roster bubble. That's clearly not a good thing. Clearly you don't want to draft him. Cedric Benson is the man to own out there because it looks like he's going to be the week 1 starter. But a sneaky late grab is Alex Green. Out of all 3 of these guys, I actually think he's the most dynamic. So again, Starks out, Benson in, sneaky pick Green.
I don't think Starks is undraftable, but you got to be getting him in the last couple rounds.
Yeah.
Late. Next, the Redskins situation. This is a mess. Halou, obviously we've always liked the most, but you know he's battling injuries. Hightower's not quite ready. Royster looks to be the clear-cut guy, and now he's battling injuries. This is a mess, but as of now, it's looking like Royster's the guy to shoot way up the list. Halou's got to go way down. Hightower's still the wild card in the whole thing. Shanahan, what are you doing to us? It's going to be one of those years.
There's even Alfred Morris.
Yes,
I mean,
it's going to be a mess. But Royster still looks to be the kind of the guy that should be shooting up the draft board. Obviously, whoever is the featured back, and they do normally give just the role to one guy, is going to have value.
Good luck figuring that out. Next, we got the line situation. Kevin Smith, LaShore, Javid Best. Javid Best, I mean, he's like dead basically, so he's undraftable. Then you got LaShore, who's suspended the first 2 games, coming off an Achilles injury. So, obviously, at least for the first 2 games, especially in a PPR league, we really like Kevin Smith. But this guy's Mr. Glass. So after those first 2 games, there's a very good chance in one of those 2 he might get hurt. So then we feel that LaShore might be the guy to really own long term. Regardless, we don't think it's a terrible move because you can get Smith and LaShore very late. It's not a bad move to actually handcuff these 2 in deeper leagues.
With that offense, with all the points they're going to score. Next, the Denver wide receiver situation. I am all smiles on this one because
still going to win the bet.
About a month ago, Decker was buried in depth charts as far as where people had him ranked amongst receivers. And not only has he shot up, but in a lot of cases he's shot in front of Demaryius Thomas. So obviously, I agree with it. Maybe Brent doesn't. They should be pretty much at the same spot in most drafts. So it's kind of just who you want to take the gamble on. They're both still gambles. They both got big upsides. Hopefully Manning can stay healthy. But my money's still on Decker.
In the draft last night, they did go back to back. All right, the last guy I'm going to be talking about before a little bonus tip is Ryan Matthews. This is clearly a guy who really likes coming in, and everyone's like, oh, he's so injury prone. He broke a bone. It's not like it's a hamstring injury, something like that. Regardless, we need to talk about him. Due to the broken bone, he's probably not going to really realistically play until week 3. So, of course, he's not a first-round pick. But if you can get him at the end of the 2nd round, if you can get like a Ray Rice Matthews to start your draft, you know what? Be a little thin the first 2 weeks, and then that could be silly good going forward.
It's a long season. I know it's important to get off to a hot start.
Not many backs are playing all 16 games.
Exactly. And all right, we got a couple of bonus guys for you. First one, Kendall Hunter. I was a big fan of him last year. I thought Gore would maybe get hurt, but he stayed fairly healthy. This year, obviously, Gore's 1 year older. Brandon Jacobs is already banged up, so it gets a little bit less thin out there. They do have the rookie. But I still think Kendall Hunter, and the reports are saying he's the backup for Gore. He's the handcuff. If Gore goes down.
Dustin could have been more excited to talk about this. Can't wait to make him overpay for Kendall Hunter in our auction league.
I'll pay a couple bucks.
The last guy, which isn't terrible. It's like for all the reasons you said, obviously. And the last guy I'm going to talk about is Mendenhall. And just the reason to talk about him is he's been removed from the pup list, which basically means that they think he's going to play before week 6. And everyone's really targeting Steelers have a bye week 4. So everyone's really thinking that week 5 is when he's going to get his first action. So if you can get him extremely late, he might not be out for as long as we originally thought. That's really all that you guys need to know, and that's why we're talking about him.
So this is kind of our training camp update show. Stay tuned for a lot of other stuff, including an article I'm going to write about why I think Tim Tebow should be owned in pretty much all leagues.
God.
I had to throw that in there just to get people riled up, and I know that it will. But stay tuned. Dustin Nanko trying to scare me. Check out all our stuff. Post your teams in our
Should be
forums.
scared. You're talking about Tebow all league.
Tebow, Tebow, Tebow.